Hey guys, Dave Syverson back from Our Lad Scouting Services. We talked about the top 5 running backs in this draft class, but just as interesting, if not more interesting, are the top 5 sleepers at this position. It is a position that is being devalued by the NFL right now, both in free agency with the contracts and also in the draft. A lot of teams are simply just going to wait until day 3 to find their next running back. So we can talk about those top 5 guys. They're great prospects, but a lot of teams won't be looking at this position until rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7. So let's dive into some of the guys that I think are going to be drafted on day 3, but are going to make an impact at the next level. My first one is Tyrone Tracy from Purdue. He's 5'11", he's 209. This is one of the most unique players in the entire class because of how early on the curve he is. Not because of age or experience. This dude spent 6 years in college and he's going to be a 25-year-old rookie, but it's because of how long he's played running back. He spent 4 seasons at Iowa. He was the team's second leading receiver in 2019, but as the Iowa passing game died, as did Tracy Jr., his next 2 years there combined did not match production that he put out in 2019. He transfers to Purdue in 2022 as a wide receiver, and he opened their eyes late in the season as they gave him 10 carries over the final 4 games, and he averaged just under 9 yards per. Fast forward to 2023, he's a full-time running back, and he finally found his home. Tracy Jr. finished 4th in the country in yards after contact per attempt. He stood out at the East-West Shrine game. He ran a 4.48 and had the second best short shuttle time at the combine among running backs. And this is a kid with a pass catching skill set that very few other running backs in this class can match. Lastly, Purdue gave him some looks at kick returner, and he did return one for a touchdown, increasing his value with these new rules. Coming in at number 2 is Kamani Vidal from Troy, 5'8", 213. The Sun Belt Conference leader in rushing is built like a boulder. He is thick in the right places, but also possesses enough speed and explosion to pose as a credible big play threat. The strength-speed combination put him atop the nation's running backs in missed tackles force in 2023 with 94. He had over 1,000 yards after contact alone in 2023, one of 3 backs nationally to do that, and the only one in this draft class. He has both the speed. He hit 21.3 miles per hour on a carry against Arkansas State in October, and the burst. He hit a 4.15 short shuttle, which is top 5% all time. He was the player on the Troy roster that was beating coaches to the facility early in the offseason, showing up at 4 a.m., working out by himself in the weight room. Coaches called this kid one of the best people they've ever been around in the sport. Coming in at number 3 is Rasheen Ali from Marshall, 5'11", 206. If you stack each of these running backs' best season on paper from the entire stack, what Ali did in 2021 is going to be in the discussion for the top 1. He tied for the FBS lead in touchdowns with 23 and was top 10 in yards from scrimmage as a redshirt freshman. In 2022, he had to take a leave of absence from football to focus on physical, mental, and emotional health. He comes back strong in 2023 and averages 5.4 yards per carry for the 3rd straight year and scores another 16 touchdowns, giving him 42 on a career that was basically just 2 seasons long. Ali went to the Senior Bowl and showed movement traits that immediately caught my attention. His explosion and acceleration are lethal traits when combining them with his vision and anticipation. Ali can catch the ball like a receiver, and he's a hard guy to reach once he gets into the open field. His medical history will hurt his final grade, but the lower body remains intact when looking at his medicals. Number 4 is Imani Bailey from TCU, 5'7", 203. Bailey is a hyper but undersized runner that did not test well at the combine. In 2022, he was a transfer and the number 3 back on the TCU roster. The 2 guys that played in front of him are currently in the NFL. 2023 comes and he's the guy. Bailey finished top 10 nationally in missed tackles force and caught 100% of the 25 balls that were thrown his way. The energetic, shifty running style can exploit small creases, and he makes himself really difficult to square up for defenders. The measurables will be a non-starter for some teams, but pound for pound, this might be one of the toughest players in the class. For a late round flyer, you either go for traits that don't always show up on the field that can be potentially developed, or you chase after intangibles and hope the man inside can hide some of the physical shortcomings. Bailey fits in the latter. Wrapping up the top 5 running back sleepers in the 2024 NFL Draft is Dylan Lobby from New Hampshire, 5'10", 206. a two-time FCS All-American as a returner and all-purpose player, was one of the most productive players in this entire class. He caught 155 passes over his career and has over 100 snaps lined up as a slot receiver or out wide. He can do both. Watching him run routes and catch the ball at the Senior Bowl gave off some pro wide receiver vibes. His agility drills at the combine were among some of the best, and that shows up when he gets the ball in his hands. Laube has 4 return touchdowns since the start of 2022. The value of returners is higher than it was just a few weeks ago with the new rules. His ability to impact the game in a variety of ways is going to make him sought after on day 3. But if someone can find the right situation for him where he can wear multiple hats, Laube is going to be one of the most efficient day 3 picks in this entire class. That wraps up the top 5 sleepers from the running backs in the 2024 NFL Draft. If you want full reports on all these guys and every other running back that we have graded as draftable in this class, order the Ourlads Draft Guide from ourlads.com. We'll have it on your doorsteps in just a few weeks. Thank you.